Oh, hello. This is Tak Chong from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. One thing I really like about the wok is that I can cook almost anything I want in the wok. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how I'm going to cook a black bean chili in the wok. I cooked this dish specifically for my friend Dan and Jenny. Jenny is from Central America and she loves beans. And only after talking to her, I realized that in Central America, the bean that they use are primarily black beans. This dish actually started out with a gift from Dan to me. Dan is a good friend of ours and he raises pig. And because of this reason, they love pork. These are ground pork sausages that comes from his pigs. And he normally keeps a couple of pigs for their own family consumption. I really enjoy eating the pork that he gave me because there's no substitution for having the meat that you know its source. And this is truly farm to table. And since this is the middle of winter, I don't have any fresh tomatoes or they are very expensive to buy. So I'm going to use canned tomatoes. I'm going to use a can of 14.5 ounce diced tomatoes. And I'm also going to use an 8 ounce can of tomato sauce. For the black bean, I'm going to use a 15.5 ounce can of black beans. I find some mushroom in my advanced prepping. And I think it would add flavor to the chili by adding some mushroom to it. So I cut the mushroom into chunks. I think it would blend better with other ingredients in the dish. I'm going to cook this dish to serve 4 people. So I'm going to use quite a bit of ground pork. I'm going to use altogether about 1 pound of ground pork sausage. To add more flavor to this ground pork sausage, I'm going to marinate it with some dark soy sauce. I discovered in the past, dark soy sauce go really well with ground pork when you stir fry them. The dark soy sauce gives the ground pork a slight smoky flavor. It makes the ground pork more savory and at the same time it adds color to the ground pork. Together I add about 2 tablespoons of dark soy sauce and after mixing everything well, I'm ready to cook. I'm going to cook this dish in my Cucina 14-inch stainless steel wok. I started with about 2 tablespoons of canola oil. I heat up the oil until it starts to smoke gently and then I turn down the heat. I let it smoke for another 15 seconds. This is the time when I season the wok using my spot seasoning method. And if you are unfamiliar with this method, you can take a look at this video. After I add the ground pork to the wok, I break up the ground pork using something called a hamburger meat chopper. It is really a nifty tool for breaking up the ground pork. In fact, I also use it to break up rice when I make fried rice. My goal is to homogenize the ground pork as much as possible so they do not form chunks. This will allow the ground pork to blend better with other ingredients in the dish. Personally, I prefer this texture of the ground pork better, but for some people, they prefer it in chunks. So in this case, you don't need to break them up as much. After the ground pork has reached the texture I like, I switch to a wok spatula. The next step is to stir frying the ground pork. The advantage of this approach is that you can cook the ground pork much faster. This is clearly the advantage of cooking this dish in the wok. So as you can see here, the wok has many applications in cooking different type of dishes from different cuisine tradition. As you can see here, the dark soy sauce adds a dark coloration to the ground pork, but it also adds flavor to the ground pork. I continue to fry the ground pork until they start to take on a slight crispy texture. And next, I'm going to add about 1 tablespoon of minced garlic. The rule of thumb in adding garlic to your dish is that if you want your garlic flavor strong, you add the garlic later during the cooking process. And if you want to generate a lot of aroma of the garlic, but you do not want to have a strong flavor, then you saute the garlic in the beginning of the cooking process. This will infuse the dish as well as the room with great garlic aroma, but without strong garlic flavor in the dish. But for this dish, I want to have a strong garlic flavor, so I'm adding the garlic later during this cooking process. By now, the ground pork has reached the texture that I would like them. Next is for me to create the sauce for the dish. I'm going to use 1 8-ounce can of tomato sauce, followed by a 14.5-ounce can of diced tomatoes. I would definitely prefer to use fresh tomatoes, particularly during the summertime when my wife has a lot of tomatoes coming in from the garden. But for this time of year, canned tomato products work pretty good as well. And after stirring them for about 60 seconds, I add a 15.5-ounce can of black bean. I did not drain the fluid from the black bean. I add the whole thing to the wok. I find that one great thing about home cooking is that you can use any types of beans that you would like. In this case, I use black bean because my friend Jenny likes black bean. However, in other occasions, I will use other type of beans, such as kidney beans or the Great Northern white beans. I always keep different types of beans in my pantry, and this gives me some variations in my dishes. After doing a quick taste test, I'm going to season the dish further with seasoning agents from my masala dabur. I'm going to season it with 1 teaspoon of cumin, half teaspoon of paprika, half teaspoon of lemon pepper, half teaspoon of mushroom seasoning, and half teaspoon of ginger powder. Furthermore, I'm also going to add 1 teaspoon of chili powder. Okay, after mixing everything in the wok well, now it comes to the addition, my final ingredients for this dish. I'm going to add the white mushroom to the wok. This is another demonstration of sequential cooking because I want to cook the mushroom very lightly, and this is the reason I add them toward the end of the cooking process. So using this approach, you can control the texture of your ingredients to the way exactly how you like them. In this case, I want to retain the mushroom with their distinct taste and texture. I did a final taste test, make sure that everything tastes alright. Because at this point, I can still make some adjustment to the flavor as part of my flavor chasing approach. After transfer the content to the serving dish, I garnish the dish with some scallions. I always have some scallions in my advanced prepping. They not only add flavor and texture to the dish, they also add color to the dish. Okay, the dish is done, and the total cook time is a bit under 10 minutes. Most people think cooking chili takes a long time, but as you can see in this demonstration, you can cook a very nice chili dish in about 10 minutes. And the wok is a perfect cooking utensil for preparing such a dish. The goal of my YouTube channel is to provide you with as much encouragement for home cooking as possible. Using my fast cooking system with flavor chasing, advanced prepping, stir frying, and template-based cooking, you can cook almost anything you want without recipes. And by using template-based cooking, you will have a lot of fun as well as creativity in what you're making. I post a video every day to demonstrate my fast cooking system with the goal of home cooking to promote wellness. Using my fast cooking system, you can cook all your meals every day with fresh and whole ingredients. I will provide examples of how to adopt my fast cooking system. If you'd like to learn more, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will see you tomorrow. Keep on cooking.